Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the 50-piece limited edition Bethune DB28 Aiguille, a limited edition in honor of the company's win in the Aiguille, the grand prize at the Oscars of watchmaking, the GPHG. This was back in 2011. The company won, and immediately putting it on an even footing with the likes of F.P. Journe, another serial winner at the awards. The timepiece, built by a brand out of Lauberson, Switzerland, that produces only 150 watches a year. This production of 50 pieces was spread over several model years. 42.7 millimeters in highly scratch-resistant grade 5 titanium, all of high polish. You can see the signature DB28 case shape as well as spring-loaded floating lugs. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, there are two different ways to measure this watch. You can measure the lugs at maximum extension, at which point they're 58 millimeters lug to lug, but you can actually pull the spring-loaded lugs down and around your wrist for a minimal 53 millimeter lug to lug span, and if you wish, you can even have smaller lugs swapped in when you send the watch for service. The smaller lugs span 47 to 51 millimeters across the wrist. The spacing between the lugs is 26 millimeters, so a proprietary strap. If you go custom, you're going to want 26 to be the size, and the timepiece is slender, 11.5 millimeters thick. This one easily slides underneath the cuff. The timepiece features a strap that is as slim as the watch. Graceful, minimalist, black, semi-gloss, large rectangular scale alligator leather, monotone stitch folded edge, and as with F.P. Journe and some higher-end Chopard timepieces, an increasing trend amongst the highest of high horology, small-scale alligator on the bottom of an alligator strap, so no easy wearing calf skin on the bottom. This is tough stuff, and this is a strap that can last up to half a decade as a result. Gator, a bit more expensive on the bottom of the strap, but again, longer wearing. A grade 5 polished titanium pin buckle that nicely echoes the lines of the floating lugs themselves. Jumping back, you can see there's a little bit of a torpedo or bullet cap ogival profile to the end of the lugs. This is actually one of the most enduring elements of the Bethune style, dating back to the original 2002 DB1 chronograph. The lugs themselves are partially evacuated to give them more of a gossamer grace, and you can see in between there is a pusher adjuster for a 360, well, I guess it's more than 360 degree. It is a spherical moonphase. The moonphase, which is 1/2 blued steel, 1/2 white palladium, has a 122-year adjustment interval. As it turns, it's exactly like looking at a globe or the moon. So it turns from the blued steel to the white palladium and back. You can see outboard there are polished cabochons representing the hours. You can see there is quite literally an aiguille d'or on the dial. There is a golden needle or golden hand, as the minute hand has been set with a piece of rose gold, symbolizing the win in the top category of the most prestigious awards night in watchmaking. Let's remove my fingerprints one more time. A few more details that bear mentioning. The movement, caliber 2115V, features a triple parachute shock protection system of the company's own design. Let's get a little bit closer, bring everything into focus. You can see that there's Inca block shock protection for the balance staff at center, but then there are two additional spring systems at the edges of the balance bridge, making this a highly shock resistant watch. That's a patent. So too is the escape wheel, which is made of silicon and not visible. What you can see, however, is the full silicon balance wheel, which has a white gold rim, so it's thermally resistant. It won't change its timing faster or slower with hot or cold exposure, and because the white gold mass is right at the edge, all of the mass has been moved to the periphery of the balance for the maximum polar moment. It's also an aerodynamic design that minimizes parasitic loss to air contact. You'll also note that the balance spring itself is off-centered, a little bit of a dog leg within a dog leg. This is a proprietary balance spring design that gives you the concentric beating of an overcoil hairspring without the shock vulnerability of an overcoil. Now you can see just above a Delta-style bridge for the barrels, and you'll see there are both blackened Côte de Genève and a black polished titanium cap over the bridge and under the hands. The two mainspring barrels are visible. They give the watch a 6-day power reserve, and you can actually see a stub power reserve indicator sticking out right at about 2 o'clock on the dial. It is a bullhead design with a screw-down crown, and you can see the double knurling pattern of the screw-down crown, downright baroque by the standards of such things. Turn it all over, you get a better view of the power reserve mechanism. Here you can see the wheels as well as the levers involved, and a more intuitive 6-day power reserve indicator. On this reverse side, you can see lush overlapping engine-turned perlage across the bridges and plates, and satin finish on the wheels as well as the lever of the system. You can also see individually numbered out of the 50 pieces. All of this 30 meters water resistant, so it's not a highly water resistant watch, but it is a shock resistant all-around sports watch that's also thin enough to wear underneath a formal sleeve or cuff. A very special timepiece from a very exclusive brand. With Denis Flageolet captaining the watchmaking, you have one of the most innovative and accomplished scientist watchmakers in the business behind one of the most scintillating styles going. See this one and make it yours on the Watchbox.